Hi everyone, Pat Huntoon here from Technique Junkies, and today I'm going to be showing you, unboxing and showing you the Heidi Swapp toner stamping kit. It's her Mink brand is the brand it is, and what it is a toner in a bottle that we're going to put on an ink pad, and then we can use all of our stamps to foil with. So if you love foiling or you're just getting into foiling, this is going to be revolutionary for you. So let's get started. Inside this kit, it comes with several items. I was fortunate enough to spend a little time with Heidi Swapp at Creativation in 2020 this year to learn about these. So what this comes with is 2 pads. It comes with an ink pad for inking. It comes with this little ink pad holder and ink pad, and this is pre-filled with one. And it comes with this bottle of toner ink and directions. Okay, so the bottle of toner ink has 2 fluid ounces in it, and it has this measuring cup. And it's important to use the measuring cup when you are doing this. We are going to need to follow directions on this one. Okay, in order to start using this, we need to measure out 15 milliliters. So as you can see, this is a 10, it has a 10 mark for 10 and a mark for 5. So I'm going to do a 10 and a 5. I'm going to put it all over the pad. So this is liquid toner ink. It'll allow us to use our stamp. So I'm just going to pour this on. Another 5 milliliters. So it's hard to see the marks once you get the 10 in. So do the 5 first and then do the 10. So that's about right. And I spilled some there. Close this back up again. This is very thick liquid, very thick. So I'm going to let this drip out a little bit more, and then I'm going to do some cleaning real quick. Okay, so once that's soaked in for a couple of minutes, it's okay to use. So when you're doing this, keep in mind that your ink pad is going to stay wet for about 2 hours if you keep it uncovered. Now, you can get an awful lot done in 2 hours. I'm going to start with a big background stamp, which heretofore has never been able to be foiled. Make sure your stamps are nice and clean before you use them so that you're not mixing any inks. And I'm just going to ink this up. I'm inking it by tapping it on my background. And you can hear it's moist and tacky. Get that nice and covered. And I'm using a Misty because I think I'm going to get a better inking using the Misty. Now don't let that 2 hours free. It will, the toner will stay. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but we're going to find out. Maybe we'll do that one again. The toner ink is going to, you can let it sit forever. You don't have to use it right away. So I'm just going to give that a little swipe real quick with my paper towel and get some of that excess ink off the corners. And then let's do that one again. And I'm just going to literally, oh, you can see it coming through the ink pad now. You see how it's bleeding through? I am literally just going to be doing this with a whole bunch of stamps, and I'll show you before I foil all of them. Again, you can foil these whenever you want. You can just get all the stamping done in your 2-hour period, and then go ahead and foil. So this is great, like if you want to sit down and do a marathon of stamping. This is great for that. Okay, so there's another peacock. Pull that one off, see if that one's better. That one's a little better. I keep missing the top, but we'll see if we can get foiling on that one. So I'm going to turn this off now and do some more stamping. Okay, so I started with the Misty, and then I realized that it was adding too much ink with the Misty because of the way the ink pad was designed to be so scrunchy. So what I'm doing now is I've actually pulled it out of the little container, and I'm actually just tapping it onto my stamp, because I was putting my stamp into it, and then I realized that it was lifting. So I'm just giving this a good inking. Putting the ink pad down. I'm going to stamp it. Again, just make sure your stamps are clean and dry. Okay, so there's that one. I don't know if you could see that. And there we go. That one's done. So clean off in between, tap it gently on there, Don't let the ink dry on your stamp, because if you do and you try to stamp again, you can stamp several times with one stamp. Just do it quickly. Don't wait too long in between, because it does dry really fast. It will dry really fast on your stamps. Okay, so I stamped for about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more, and I have a stack of this many big things and this many little things, lots and lots and lots. Now, some of these are not perfect, so when they go through with foil, they may not be perfect, and I may or may not use them depending on how they are. But out of all of this, I'm bound to get a ton. Now, I went and cleaned up all my stamps and my hands and my work surface and everything a little while ago. I have walked away for at least a half an hour, maybe longer. So what I wanted to do, because what I had done is just closed up the pad. So what I'm doing is reopening this pad, because I closed it up while I was gone. Oh, it's still sticky. It's still good. It's not hard yet. And I'm going to put a stamp in there and stamp it and see if we are still able to use the stamp pad. And look at that, we are. Anyways, but we're still able to use the stamp pad. I can still ink and stamp. Now they're very light. I have to see if the lightness will come through with a foil. So the next thing we're going to do is starting to foil all these. So I just turned on my mini mink. I happen to really like this as a laminator, this little mini mink. It's small, it's compact, it's convenient, it doesn't take up a lot of work surface. The minks heat up very fast, and they get hot, hotter than some of the other laminators out on the marketplace, which makes them very effective. So let me grab my foil and a piece of paper to put things through with while this is heating up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my mink has heated up. See, it's the green light there. It heats really fast. And whenever, I want to show you something with this piece, because it is not perfect through here. It's dry. You have to wait for the toner ink to dry. It's dry, but it's not perfect. So toner side up, and I cut this without really looking at how much I needed. So I might have to cut a little piece for the top there because I didn't cut enough. Toner side up. You can always cut extra pieces like this. It's not going to make a difference in the look. So I'm just cutting a little piece to go over the top there where I missed the edge. And just put that in there. And put that inside of either the little folder they give you or a piece of paper, regular paper. Okay, so you are foil side up, right? And then you're just going to slide that through your mink machine. And I'll speed it up so you don't have to watch it slide through in real time. Okay, so it's out now. I'm just going to open this up. I'll move my mink just a little bit, and I'm going to just give it some burnishing. Okay, and you can see okay, so where it's super light, it really did not hold a lot of foil, but the rest of it really did. So the idea is not to have it be too light. Because I would definitely use this because I think it's pretty and it's foily. But if you want perfection, you want to make sure that you get more of the stamping ink down. It's wet. Okay, so I have this peacock feather, which again, it has some light spots and it has some heavier spots. And I'm going to use rainbow on that. And cut a piece that's actually big enough this time. Again, on our rolls of foil, you get really 4 1/4 inches by 25 feet, not 25 inches, 25 feet. So you can see it's covering that nicely. You're going to get 50 backgrounds out of each roll. Let me put that back through the laminator, or through the laminator. So that's the rainbow with peacock feathers. Let's see how that turns out. And after this is done, I am going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to laminate. I'm going to do a whole bunch of these so that you can see what they look like. Okay, so I just went through a marathon foiling session to foil everything that I made using the Heidi Swapp toner kit. I'll share with you some of the things I found out. First of all, if you miss a spot on the image, there's no recovering from that. That's not going to, there's no foil in the world that's going to hold on to 0. So just make sure that you get all of your parts. Deeper or darker impressions are better. It's better to have a darker impression that maybe go outside the line a little bit, like in a sentiment, than not to have it at all. So overall, these are all the pieces that I was able to foil successfully, which is, I mean, it's a lot of pieces. There's a lot of sentiments in here. Some of them have a little bit of a grunge factor to them, but I found them acceptable for use, things that I would definitely use. And then out of all of the stacks that we had, this is what I didn't find except some of these. I mean, look at that sea turtle. It's just, that's rainbow. Isn't that pretty? I loved the hologram peacock feathers. Is that not, that's so cool, isn't it? This one was a little weird because I used a leopard skin on it. So you can see the dots on the leopard. It's just a little weird. But I love how drizzle dots turned out in almost every circumstance. I thought that was great. This. A little bit older, a lot more fabulous. Every single one of these that I stamped turned out perfect. Every one of them. And again, that's that looks like pixie dust I used on that one. Pixie dust foil. Again, drizzle dots turning out perfect. Now, let me see. So my suggestion to you, look at the sea turtle. Isn't he perfect? He's just so good. He looks so good. So my suggestion to you is to have expectations of not absolute perfection, especially the first time you do it. Look at the holograph on the calligraphy. It's neat. Especially the first time you are stamping and doing these. This might be my favorite, the rainbow peacock feathers. Anyways, I'll stop showing you. But don't expect perfection the first time out. Make sure the weight of what you're putting down is substantial enough. In other words, if it's faded out or not there, the foil is not going to stick to it no matter what you do. And just keep practicing. So that's the end of our video today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how the Heidi Swapp toner stamping kit works. I think it's pretty good value. You get an awful lot for one stamping journey in there, and I have 3 more sessions that I can do with the remainder of the toner ink and the pieces that come with it. When this does dry out, when this piece in here does dry out and becomes hard, I'll just toss out that inner piece and start again with the next one. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the Technique Junkies YouTube channel, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.